For instance,
It's a zero.
we've got a set of shock absorbers on the wheels that depend on heavy springs controlled by a hydraulic arrangement. When the ship lands, the springs ease the shock so much you can't even tell when you're on the ground.
Helps if you're stupid.
And as far as an automobile is concerned, why, I wouldn't even attempt to tell you how many various kinds of springs are used, in addition to the springs and shock absorbers. Good.
Lots of loose soil to bury someone out here. Hey!
You know, the trouble with people like you guys is that just because most springs are usually hidden, you seldom think of the important part they play in the regular operation and enjoyment of our cars.
Springless creeps.
For instance, just take those springs I mentioned a while ago. The springs that are built under the car provide full riding comfort. Spiral coil springs and the knee axle.
Motherfucking zombie mode. We're playing motherfucking zombie mode. I don't know if this is new, the running and punching. It's pretty recent. Like jump right into a battle. They have to stop moving. Blast somebody in the head and keep it moving.
The springs and the seat and the cushions take up any other little bumps that get through to the body of the car. Yes, sir, as far as riding comfort is concerned,
I wish they had like wounds, maybe a stab wound, shot wound.
special springs under the car all combine to give
Well, it's
us
early
a
alpha at the
and
moment,
deep
so.
top.
Dude, I can say one thing about Blue Hole playing around in No Man. These motherfuckers know how to make a video game.
Darkness, look!
They really do.
Well, that didn't take long.
What's this? You guys are breaking up with
Think
me?
about it, because what they would pay,
Great game, boy.
instead of paying out for testers, they got paid
More spring in the old
to have testers.
funny.
It's fucked
You
up.
and your springs, I hope I never see another. Stop! Don't say it.
Fuck, really?
Don't ever wish anything like that as long as you live.
You'll be the first to die! Jam Handy reminds you to keep your preserves in a convenient place.
Mystery Science Theater 3000 Show 510 Real One.
In the not too distant future, next Sunday AD, there was a guy named Joel, not too different from you or me. He worked at Gizmonic Institute, just another face in a red jumpsuit. He did a good job cleaning up the place, but his boss didn't like him, so they shot him into space.
Fucked up.
We'll send the cheesy movies, the worst we can find. We'll have to sit and watch them all, then we'll monitor his mind. Now keep in mind, Joe can't control where the movies begin or end, because he used those special parts to make his robot friends. Robot will call Cabot. Gypsy, Tom Servo, Crow. You're wondering how he eats and breathes and other science facts. Then repeat to yourself, it's just a show. I should really
Relax.
The Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Ah, they're in the tunnels. Oh, this ought to be interesting.
Thank you. Hot show. Hey, great to be here. Great
Don't
crowd
hear
tonight.
gunfire.
Let's hear it from my musical director, Servo Marcellus.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Satellite of Love. I'm Joel Robinson, and as you can see, the bots are putting on their own version of The Tonight Show. We're just in time for the monologue.
So, what's going on in the news today? Have you seen that panty raids are once against all the rage of colleges? I didn't know so many members of Congress were going back to school. I see the new Sharon Stone movie is so steamy it has to be edited in order to get an R rating. They had to cut out all the scenes of Congress. See, the new poll says the public objects to TV shows that are about sex. Hey, I like watching shows about Congress.
Bro, you better knock it off. You could get sued for that, you know.
Well, I'd hire a congressman to defend me, but they're all out having sex. Sex, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Hey. So, does this clip need any setup? Whose job is it to set up Congress?
We're done with that game.
Congress.
Wilbur Mills and Fanny Fox are calling.
They had sex. Sure. What would you say if I told you I've invented a low-cost, low-maintenance household device that could easily last for a decade or more? Say hello to Frank's heart.
You've invented Frank's heart?
No, silly boy, I've harnessed Frank's heart. I was cleaning the snakes out of the pantry yesterday when suddenly it hit me. Nothing works harder than the human heart, especially when it's clogged with cholesterol. Now, Frank's heart was a mess, and it's getting worse all the time. The rest was easy. Frank eats, I surgically attach a generator to his heart, and voila!
Fuck.
The cholesterol ball. Oh, yes. Here you go, Frank. Yeah, right there. Oh, and I've got to
Oh,
some
no.
eggs, Frank, and your turban's
No!
slowing down. So let's
Ah,
leave that
good,
by,
you're
will
gonna
you?
die with me. Ha ha ha
You see, it's simple
Fuck
and
you.
efficient. And I can run a blender and a toothbrush and a room fan and a radio and a garage door opener and an arc welder. Well, at some point this will kill Frank, but I think it's worth it. An EKG, does this work great? Frank, eat! Joel?
Oh, sure, that's great, Dr. F, for you. Anyway, up here on the satellite of love, where life's generally bright and cheery, we've decided that backwards masking has gotten kind of a bad reputation.
Hardly surprising, really. Right under our noses, thrash metal bands giving us all backwards messages to worship Satan and the like. Huh. Sheesh!
So we've come up with Backtalk. It's a backwards masking personal memo machine that helps you remember things subliminally.
Right.
But first of all, start with some nice, pleasant music.
You know, isn't that nice?
And simply tape your message to yourself backwards.
Right, let's say I'm an executive and I want to leave a memo to myself. I'd leave a message like this. To cart knock, to bluff, to ubla nod kasa.
Then,
Ask,
the next day...
about Fulbright contract.
It's fun!
It is!
You can talk backwards. Try it, Tom.
Utled Pate Oop Reb Memir.
Remember to tape Delta. Oh, this will be invaluable for business persons, students, homemakers, teachers, cutlery salesmen, congressional aides, barbers, rubber novelty district representatives, gym teachers, that big guy.
Crow, that's plenty. What do you think, sirs?
Keep going, Frank. I've still got a vacuum under the couch. Oh, good one, Frank. Joel, your movie today is called The Painted Hills. It's got Lassie, yes, the dog, starring as Shep, another dog. Oh, and there's a hygiene short that I was hoping Frank would see. Frank, I'd love to revive you, but how can I when I can't run the defibrillator? Frank?
Dr. F is a butthead.
That's great. Oh, is there going to be a test?
What is this? Is it an infomercial? Where's Cher?
Body care and grooming. They're cops.
You know, they should distribute this film in Seattle, where the Grinch look is so popular.
And based on the book, everything I ever needed to know, I learned at the beauty parlor.
It was the cleanest of times, it was the dirtiest of times.
Ah, spring.
Filthy, shameful spring.
When birds are on the wing. When flowers bloom.
And so do young men.
This guy isn't a prayer.
A young Frank Sutton makes his move.
Well,
You know, people were whiter back then.
Spring. When a young man's fancy lightly turns to...
Underpants.
Oh.
What's the matter? Exam week getting you down?
oh, leave it alone.
What you need is to put down that notebook and take in some of the beauties of nature.
Pick up a rifle.
See what I mean?
The Andrews sisters? No way.
But wait a minute, young lady. How did you get into this picture?
My agent booked me.
You see, we're trying to prove a point about nature and beauty, and you're not exactly helping, you know.
Yeah, well, bite
Look
me.
at your hair.
I like her hair.
Look at that blouse.
I'm looking.
And the way that skirt hangs. And those socks.
Look at that sidewalk.
Sorry, there must have been a mistake. You don't seem to be exactly the type to make this guy behave like a human being.
You know, to make him grope you and paw at you.
I'm late for my Hitler Youth meeting.
But wait a minute. Let's start all over again.
And find new ways to shame her.
Oh, brother.
The hell?
Oh, brother is right. Look at that hair, that skin, that mouth.
Those nose.
And now look at that blouse.
We just took your libido and starched and pressed
now
it.
look at the skirt. And the socks. Thanks a lot for helping us prove a point.
Now be gone.
And you too know the value of a good appearance.
Excuse me, I couldn't help but notice how much you look like everyone else.
Tackling her from behind is the first step.
10 years later.
This marriage is suffocating me!
In fact, you all know that a good appearance is a must. Not only to your college life now, but to your business and professional lives here. But good appearance is more than dressing up like a fashion plate.
It's looking like Bruno Hauptmann.
Anyone will make a good appearance if, no matter what his style of clothing.
Even Larry Hogan.
Clothes are important. Besides fitting well and looking well, the clothes should be appropriate to the occasion. Wearing inappropriate clothes, like these shoes,
Is immoral.
is a sure way to make yourself uncomfortable and conspicuous.
Expressing individualism is just plain wrong.
But good grooming is more than clothes deep.
It's being snowy white.
Good grooming starts with personal care.
It starts with the soul.
This principally means the care of your hands, your hair, your teeth, and your skin.
And your naughty bits.
Let's begin with the skin by taking a look at it from the doctor's point of view.
Oh, you got a big blackhead right
You'll find
here.
that skin is a complex living tissue whose proper care requires a basic understanding of what it is and what it does.
But doctor, I twisted my ankle.
In this highly magnified section through the skin, we see that skin is made up of various layers.
You see, the path of the motorcade was
Individual
diverted
cells
through...
of the outer layer are constantly drying out and dropping off.
Whee!
To be replaced by the growing cells of the layers below. Skin differs in thickness and texture on various parts of the body, such as on the lips, the eyelid,
The carnival of souls here.
or the feet. Perhaps the most familiar example of skin specialization is on your fingertips. Here the skin is grooved to help you hold smooth objects.
Out from the inkwell comes Coco the
Almost
clown.
all skin is richly provided with nerves, which give the skin an amazing sensitivity to outside stimuli. Hence, the skin acts as a sensory organ for the protection of the body as a whole.
There, that'll keep the devil out.
And skin serves to protect you still another way, by providing one of the first physical signs of illness or disease.
That's an Indian rub, all right. You got a little sister.
Most skin also contains hair. The hair roots are located below the skin surface.
Wait a minute, the hair has a liver and a
Commonly,
spleen?
hairs are found in association with the sebaceous or oil glands.
Well, there's oil in them there skins.
These oil glands often empty directly into the hair follicle or opening, by means of which the oil reaches the skin surface. The purpose of this oil is to soften and lubricate the hair and skin.
Hey, you can't say lubricate.
Another gland found in the skin is the sweat gland. Sweat glands open directly into the skin and discharge sweat through individual openings or pores. Sweating is one of the chief functions of the skin. The main value of sweating is the control of body heat,
Thank you.
brought about by the evaporation of sweat from the skin surface.
I'm Moisty, the national spokesman for sweat.
Most everyone sweats, under one circumstance